Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So as you guys know, this channel is all about being a one-stop resource for all you footballers out there to get training tips, tutorials to make you guys better players. And there are some occasions where there's just things beyond my experience that I can't share with you personally, so I have to pull in other people to kind of give you that knowledge as well. So there's one area especially that I have absolutely no experience or knowledge at all, and that's goalkeeping. But I know there are goalkeepers out there watching this, and we need to show goalkeepers some love because they are a very important part of the team, and sometimes they don't get the credit they deserve. The goalkeepers can have a phenomenal game, but if they make one mistake and it lets in a goal, sometimes they get absolutely destroyed for it. So I've brought in a very high quality goalkeeper to not only give you some tips, but also share a few individual drills to help you goalies improve on your own. And then at the end, me and Omar are going to get some finishing drills in on him as well. But let me introduce you to Will, aka Will the Wall. All right guys, here with Will Benaheen, absolute beast in between the sticks. Will's played in college, he's played at the NPSL level, he's the starting goalkeeper for the Rochester Lancers, my team. Also just came off the back of a professional indoor season, so very experienced goalie, playing at a very high level, so he's got a lot of knowledge to share with you guys as well. So as a goalie, in the modern game, obviously the main responsibility is keeping that ball out of the net, that's your number one job. But especially in the modern game, how important is it to have outfield attributes, first touch, passing, distribution, things like that?
You know, it's super important, you know, in today's game as it's evolving. The goalkeeper is now the first attacker, so you have to be good with your feet, if as good or if not better than a field player.
Sometimes you don't notice it in the flow of the game how involved the goalkeepers are, but you see defenders passing it back to the goalie. It's always an outlet for them if they're getting under pressure. They want to be able to rely on their goalie with a good first touch, and sometimes they're even getting assists, playing the right ball at the right time, but being involved in the attack a lot. And especially if you watch training clips, you realize how technical these goalkeepers are, not only with their hands and their distribution, but with their feet. Like you were saying, sometimes goalies are even more technical than some of the outfield players, so it's really important. So with that in mind, is there stuff that people can be working on individual for goalkeepers out there? Is there stuff they can do alone?
Yeah, I got a couple drills for you guys, but the biggest thing is things that you can work without another player is, you know, distribution, as we just talked about, drop kick, side volleys, throws, and the ball with your feet. I like to work in threes. I like to do 3 actions in my drills. So I make a save, do some footwork, finish with a little bit of distribution. So that's easier to do with just one person.
Great. You got some to show us then?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Let's go. So we began the training session with a very simple and easy passing exercise, just receiving the ball in one touch and playing it with our second touch, working on all right foot to begin with. And this is great even for goalkeepers because, as Will mentioned at the beginning, goalkeepers need to be very technical. Not only are they there to just stop the ball and keep it out the net, but they're also like another player on the pitch. But unlike other outfield players, they can't afford to make the kinds of mistakes that other players can afford. If you're playing in the centre midfield and you play a pass that gets intercepted, it's not the end of the world. The team can get back behind the ball. But if you're a goalkeeper, you can't afford to make those mistakes. So that's what he means when he says goalkeepers need to be as technical, if not even more technical than outfield players. It doesn't mean they've got to be better than outfield players in their position, because outfield players obviously have that IQ, they have that experience and awareness playing in those positions, but you do need to be very technical, not making those mistakes. Even at the top level, from time to time, goalkeepers do make these mistakes where they don't get a clean first touch, it bobbles up and out of their reach. Sometimes they play a pass and it's not quite as accurate as they intended it to be. It goes straight to the centre forward and they have a clean run in on goal. So you don't want to be making these mistakes. So even these basic passing drills you see goalkeepers doing all the time, and at the top level you'll see even at the beginning of training sessions they're joining in with the 5v2s and all the basic passing drills as well. So they're trying to become as technical as all the outfield players. So we went through a few different passing exercises, just working on different angles, because as a goalkeeper he's going to be receiving the ball sometimes from the centre back, which is right in front of him. Sometimes he can receive it from an angle if the fullback's playing it back. So we're just working all those different angles, playing 1 and 2 touches, so he's comfortable, getting a lot of reps in. So obviously Will's had a couple of weeks off as he just got done with his professional indoor season. Now we're getting ready for the outdoor season, so we're just trying to warm up his touch, make sure it's nice and sharp. If you're a goalkeeper working alone, obviously you can do these kinds of drills passing off a wall as well.
The ball's here. I'm forward where I'm going to fall forward if I don't readjust. So if I'm here, I can't just be like this, because then you start getting on your heels. If you're here, you're forward, you're moving, you're light. Here, just always moving. Doesn't have to be just nice and easy. Feet on the ground, back, cross. all that stuff. When you're in the goal, it doesn't have to be super rapid. It's just here you're moving. It could be here, little steps, forward, come out, back across, stuff like that. So getting up, especially me for a big guy, my arms are not going to do it, my legs aren't going to do it. You need your core to help you get that upper half up quickly to do the next activity, whether it's coming out, whether it's making a save, getting set.
So as Will already mentioned, when working on individual goalkeeping drills, he likes to include 3 different actions in each of his drills. So the 3 actions in this one, the first one being some footwork at the beginning through the ladder there. So it's extremely important for goalkeepers to be light and nimble on their feet, to be very dynamic around their box, and also it gives you more chance of reacting to snapshots if they come. If you're flat-footed, you're not going to be able to react in time, but if you're always on your toes, you're going to be ready for that. So then it's followed by some core strength work when he's diving on the ball and getting back up here. Is really having to contract that core. And then he's finishing with some technical work. So he's just working on getting that ball out of his feet and kicking it into the 2 target areas. So he worked on a few to the left-hand side. So it's like he's finding those wingers, your number 7 or your number 11. So working on that consistency while continuing to work on his physical attributes as well. So for this particular drill, he did this one 4 sets through, and for each set he did 5 reps. So we did 10 reps in total, kicking to the right hand side, and 10 reps kicking to the left.
I always say, lead with that bottom hand, drive your hands first, your bottom half will follow. So I always drive that bottom hand, power through, keep that top hand, keep it secure. So if you were gonna give me a shot, I'm here, I find the ball, this hand's gonna power through, keep it, because you want your body to be as natural as possible. You don't want to stop. That's when you get caught with, if you try to go down on the ball gets caught under you. You want to be low and slide out. So this pertains to a shot that's farther away. This hand's gonna be there, so it's here, it's bottom hand. So we're gonna work on our distribution, throwing this time. Same thing that we did, 2 in, 2 out. Start on the right side, bounce, here, find the ball, throw. Just like that. What we want to do is start that attack early. We find the ball in our box. We need to be able to catch that ball, not wait for the other defenders to get back. We want to catch that ball, find our 7 or 11, swing it in, and then they can start the attack.
So we'll set up the second drill quite similar to the first one in terms of incorporating 3 different actions into this one drill once again. So the first action is the footwork through the ladders. Then you moved into a little bit of a plyometric, bounding over the hurdles. And then the technical component was when he grabbed the ball and released it out of his hands, trying to find those gate targets once again. And he's trying to minimize the time between grabbing that ball and releasing it, because if you can get your team on the attack quicker and not allow the other defenders to set up, it could be the difference between your team scoring a goal. And I just want you to notice how consistent Will is with his distribution here. So even working on a little bit of fitness and collecting that ball again, he's really accurate with his throws. They pretty much go into that target area every single time. So that's what you're going to be working on as a goalkeeper, and it's really going to make you stand out amongst other goalkeepers.
So for the last thing, we're going to do some side volleys. If you look at the highest level, this isn't everybody's locker. They're able to do this ball. So it's very important to learn it. Practice on getting your left hand, kicking the ball with your left hand, put it down and kick through. And then as you get more experience, you can start winding the ball. I'm not going to do any footwork because I really want to focus on hitting a good ball. And once I feel a little bit more comfortable, I may speed up the process.
So there's plenty of drills there that Will set up for us that were match realistic as well. So you're really setting up scenarios that you will encounter during a match. But now we're going to work on some finishing. So we're going into a very basic one to begin with. So all we've done here, we've lined up these balls and we're just going to be taking rapid fire shots on Will. And what Will has to do, he has to get up really quickly. So each time we take a shot, he has to then get up and get ready for the next one as well. But it works on his reactions, a bit of fitness for him, and also for us as shooters, it allows us to recognize those open areas in the goal, because there will be times in a match where you take a shot and it either hits the post, it hits the crossbar, or the goalkeeper makes a save and it spills out, and you need to get your head up to recognize what area the goalie is already laying down in or still on the ground, so you can exploit that area that he's not covering. Yep. Good hands. So really tough work for Will there. But we're going to move into another finishing drill. So working from wide left, and then we're going to do a round on the wide right. So we're basically going to be playing 1-2s to each other. And then Omar's going to release the ball either to my right or my left. And as he releases that ball, he's going to say go. I've got to turn on it and react, get onto the ball as quickly as possible, and then finish into the goal. Battle this one. I think we'll just do this.
Good save, good hand.
Last one more. Wow, what a session. Not an easy job being a goalkeeper, so much respect to Will and any of you goalkeepers out there. If you do have any more questions for Will, you can drop them in the comment section below. But if you want to contact Will directly, I'm going to put his Instagram in the description box below. He'll have plenty of advice for you goalkeepers' gloves. Is there any kind of particular brand of gloves, type of gloves that you would recommend for goalies?
Yeah, so I'm using a Mauer Athletic. I'm not the only goalkeeper using it. A lot of professional goalkeepers are starting to use it. It actually has an inside grip, which is unique to goalkeeping, but it also keeps it close to your fingers. If you use Willie B 32, you get 15% off. So check it out on Instagram, Mauer Athletics.
So if Will recommends these, they're obviously going to be very top quality, so check those out. He also runs his own goalkeeping academy where he trains goalkeepers here in Rochester. So if you're in the upstate New York area and you want to get some individual work, great session today. Really enjoyed having Will out. We're going to have him on the channel a lot more. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button for weekly training videos, and we'll see you guys in the next video.